Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. Okay, so this scene with Diane and Robert is very interesting and very laughable at the same time, right? Because they're both coming from a hypocritical standpoint. You know, at first, Diane was sitting there saying, well, because Robert was sitting there trying to set up this whole romance thing to sit there and kind of smooth things over. And Diane is sitting there asking for an apology, and I'm just like, an apology for what? And she was like, for gloating. And I'm like, wait, seriously? You want to apologize? First of all, let me just tell you something. Y'all two are both out of pocket for sitting there talking about legal stuff and legal cases when you're out on a date. Like, that made no sense whatsoever. And of course, the laughable part is towards the end where you kind of realize that for those reasons that they explained in the scene that they really shouldn't be together, they just pretty much sit there and say, you know what? We're going to sit there and leave the sunny stuff into the courtroom when we go into the courtroom. So when it's our time, we'll just sit there and talk about us and what we got going on. Wait, wait. So, like the last two or three or four spats that y'all had about Sunny, y'all now decided we should just leave this stuff behind? Y'all two are grown ass adults, and you telling me that neither one of y'all idiots couldn't figure that out before? And of course, when I sit there and say the hypocritical part, I'm talking about Robert having a problem with Sunny. Because, she's not there asking for an apology. It's like, for what? Pretty much wanting to do my job? That I think that Sonny's a criminal and I want him to go behind bars, and I'm sick and tired of him using the family man card, the mobster with a heart of gold card, that I want this guy to be prosecuted, that I'm want to sit there and do my job. And, talking about her friendship and how he has a problem with that. Like, how could you sit there and be friends with a murderer, right? But of course, Diane's like, well, how much blood does Diane have? I mean, how much blood does Anna have on her hands? He's like, whoa, 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 that's different because, we share a child. What the? No, that's not different. What about how, like, oh, well, I can't sit there and be, apologetic towards, everyone that I went out with. Bro, you just realized that what she said also makes you look like a hypocrite in this whole thing, you know? And, in all reality, he shouldn't have to really sit there and apologize for wanting to do his job. Just because that may be your friend and you know damn well that some of the stuff that he's doing is illegal and he should be going to jail for it, and he is guilty. And granted, you're standing by your principles of every person deserves a good a good defense. You can't sit there and tell me that you are just ignoring that you are ignoring that every single time that you know in your heart somewhere down there that he's guilty, but the money just kind of smooths things over. So I'll just tell you, Diane, you can miss me with that. But again, they both agree to just keep the whole talking about Sunny stuff in the courtroom, which is the reason why this whole scene is so laughable. Now, another scene that was just kind of out of left field was Jordan asking Brick for help. I'm just like, somebody comes to the door, it's like, oh, who is it? Even if, I mean, Brick, what? What? So she asked him to sit there and do a favor as far as tracking down one of her contacts. This whole time is nothing more than a flirting scene, by the way. Brick's that they're trying to get with Jordan, which, I mean, I have to tell you the truth, I can't blame him. But he agrees to sit there and help. And I just find it so funny because, when she was commissioner and stuff like that, she was about the law and, criminals and stuff, this, that, and the third. But now that it serves her for her purpose of this investigation, now we can just kind of skip all that. Okay, Jordan. Sure. Now, Laura's not there talking to Dante and Chase about, trying to arrest Esme, get her under contain, get her contained, keep her from herself, protect her from the stuff, because, she was not there talking to Heather like, yo, listen, even Heather is kind of worried and wants her to go behind bars. You know that we got to do something fast. So at some point, they try to track her down by going to her job. And they see Kevin on the floor. And here's the part that's so laughable to me, right? Because up until this point, Laura has been Esme's biggest champion. Yeah, we're family because of Ace and everything like that. Really batting for her with Ava. Don't sit there and arrest her. She's a mother. You can't sit there and do things like that. This is the same chick that wound up practically screwing over your grandchild in a lot of ways, right? Like Cameron with the whole Revenge Orno tape. Remember that? Oh, you kind of forgot about that. Right? Oh, yeah, the grandson, and she doesn't have any memories, and poor her, and yada, 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 yada. Now she sees her husband on the ground, and, she kind of figured out that Esme did it. Now she's all in tears, and this, that, and the third, and my poor husband, and da, 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 da. Welcome to the real Esme. All those times you was meant to talk about, it's like now it came back. Now all the Esme is a sociopath came right back. I know I may be a dick for just feeling like that or sitting there saying that, but like, oh, now you got an example of who the real Esme is. That's the person that you've been sitting there protecting and kind of speaking highly for this whole time. So yeah. So Christina calls TJ over, tells her that she's pregnant, and at first she's happy, but then he's like kind of skittish about it because the last time, things didn't really work out. And Christina winds up being the voice of reason. She winds up getting the family together, Jordan and Sonny and Alexis. Alexis is that they're talking to Sonny about trying to keep boundaries and not really say too much, not pretty much be a negative Nancy, no pun intended. But she could sit there and see the pitfalls of everything that could go wrong with this whole surrogacy thing. But she's like, I'm trying to do my best to sit there and just breathe and not really lay down some facts because clearly they don't want to hear it. They all get to the house, find out that she's pregnant, and Molly's like, asking her again, are you sure that you're happy and stuff? I'm like, well, if she says she's happy, then just like let it go. Like you being all extra. Um, so they're all hanging out. She gets a call. She heads back to the office and finds out that most likely Esme is the person that knocked out Kevin. They get some info. Dante gets some info that through a letter, which I don't really understand why the letter was actually at the office. I don't really get that, but he got the whereabouts, which again is very convenient, but whatever. So they find out that Esme booked a train ticket to Montreal to sit there and see her nanny, Fitzgerald, whatever the hell her name is. Don't know what that have to do with trying to get I guess sit there and try to get Nicholas maybe. I have no idea, but they know what she is or where she may be at. And the last scene is pretty much with Finn and Liz and Marty, talking about how they may have a possible lead to another doctor. And pretty much this whole thing comes down to if another doctor checked this guy out and pretty much kind of told him that, you might actually wind up having cancer or whatever, and he ignored that other doctor, then, it helps his case. And of course, Mario's just like, hey, listen, just make sure that you're not going to be a condescending dick. And just be a compassionate doctor, and the jury will sit there and see that. And tell him to relax. After, practically telling him everything that could wind up going wrong, and him talking to his daughter. No, he's going to be fine. I mean, he's probably going to be fine for a little bit because, after he left, pretty much Liz is like, we're going to have some loving in the afternoon. I mean, yeah, she said dinner and music and parcheesi, but we, we all know how she's going to sit there and kind of relax him in that situation to kind of calm his nerves. So, we know. Anyway, I feel like that's about it. I think I pretty much kind of covered everything. But if I missed anything, you know what to do. Come to the live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We'll sit there and talk about all the shows, Journey to Hospital, Days of Our Lives, Bold and the Beautiful, Young and Restless. Yeah, just said that. And if you're not a member, make sure you become one by hitting the join button in the description box below. You get exclusive videos, first takes on videos, exclusive live streams that I do Saturdays and Sundays, and member shoutouts, which I do once a month to sit there and thank every single person that supports the channel. So yeah, you definitely want to sit there and be a part of that. Ask any person with a highlighted name or astro star on their name, and they'll sit there and tell you. Anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna go. I'll see you in the next video.